First of all, welcome, as you all know. And if you're new here for the first time, or just a reminder that Mom's Computer is available to you in between classes. I know I got a call from Peggy, I think, and had a printer problem. We were able to just solve it in a quick conversation. You know, what could have been I know a computer problem. You go Googling, you ask the neighbor, you get into a fight with your kids because they're saying you did something wrong, but just call the shop and we could probably fix it pretty fast. Or something that Noreen asked, she got a pop-up or a request to sign into something. Is that legitimate? So we are here for you between classes. I'll put our phone numbers and emails in the chat in just a moment. We meet here every month. We are going on our 11th month together this year. We've been working on some class projects, which we will complete, but you're invited to come every month as well. A video of these classes is on the Lacers Well YouTube page. So you can review. My note is, as we go through things today, you don't have to click along with me. You can study, take your time. Some of the things we suggest might alter your experience lightly or even a lot if it's an update. So you can think about it, ask questions, and get to it. Now let's roll through some of these cool things that have come up in a mere 30 days since we last met. AI update. AI means artificial intelligence, meaning the computer gets smart like your brain and learns how to connect different ideas to create even more realistic responses, more human-like responses. Windows, who sort of has been at the top of the game with this, has included an app on a Windows computer. And I'm going to show it to you. And I think it's pretty nifty. Then we'll review our password saver. We're almost done. We're just going to clean it up. It's online, it's interactive. For you those of you that have been following, this group password saver is built for us, and it's something you can fill out online and save for yourself safely. Next, I have a PowerPoint presentation about holiday shopping tips, how to give, how to get, how to safely use gift cards, free greeting cards, maybe lessen your environmental impact, and also keep track of your gifts. Because when you use an online tool to send gifts, could be a Starbucks card or an Amazon card, you can keep track of who you've sent to, if that person has opened that email, if they've received it, and so on and so forth. We'll talk about scams. There's some big ones out there. The holidays are always big because we're online a lot. We have some time. We'll do a little social media review and how to best keep yourself clean and safe in that environment. We all have our feelings about social media, but it does connect a lot of people and a lot of people that can't see each other physically. Physical device maintenance, let's get to that right now. It's cold and flu season. You're out there with your phone and your device and you're touching stuff and you're living life. And then you're touching your phone and putting it to your ear, just like the old pay phones we used to use. You jump right in there after the last person, put that thing right on your ear. So you can use some very, very light cleaners to just keep your phone clean. Glass isn't a great carrier of bacteria, but it certainly is a carrier. We'll talk about some telemedicine that's growing and changing. We have some very challenging Thanksgiving tech questions for prizes today. And we have our December graduation. Obviously, there's no A in graduation, so I still need to go to school before I graduate. And we'll ask about some topics and have an open forum at the very end. So welcome. I want to share, I'm really excited about this Windows thing for you. Who's a Windows computer user? All right. Who's an Apple user?
I am on Windows.
All right. You can see my Windows computer, my nice, clean Windows computer. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
On the very bottom, that thing is called the taskbar. Did you know that? In Apple world, it's called your dock. But here, where the apps live, it's called the taskbar. You can see I have my Microsoft products on there. I still use them. Chrome, my browser, Zoom. So a device for my computer. And we have our File Explorer. But here's the new one. You see this colorful little blue and pink and yellow item on the left next to the search bar? So this is the program. Let's take a look. Screen that says Copilot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the AI feature in Windows. If you're updated.
Oh.
And does anybody else have that little button on the bottom that says
Yeah.
preview?
Yes.
So it's a preview. So it's new that you can edit it without you asking if your computer is at a certain time, you know, in its use. That is called a preview because it's not permanent yet. They're still testing it. But that is your way to ask a question in 3D. Pretend the word 3D is AI. So Google has it, and we'll show you if you have Google Chrome. Anybody could use it on any computer, but Windows made this pretty simple. So let's ask anything. How do you, let me spell that right. Deep fry a turkey. You ever hear of deep fried turkey?
Yes, it's
Ask
very
it this.
tasty.
Yeah, without burning yourself.
Hello.
So let's look. So first it's telling us, and it's speaking to us. It's not giving you an ad, right? Let me get back here. It gave our answer, and I said, how do you deep fry a turkey? And its answer is in more human terms. Deep frying a turkey is a delicious and fast way to cook your Thanksgiving meal, but it requires some safety precautions. First, it's saying you choose a suitable location outside, away from any flammable liquids, structures. That's terrible. Use a turkey fryer kit. And it goes even further. If you want to purchase a turkey fryer kit, it'll give you a way to purchase a turkey fryer kit. Let's open that, and it gives you an even deeper ad. So it goes deeper. And if I was just go to Google and say, how do you deep fry a turkey, you'd get a lot of listings in a row. Does that sort of make
And
sense?
then all those pop-up ads.
Yeah, of course, there's always going to be pop-up ads. It's the price of price. So that's the concept of this app. So we can close. Let me show you the version on Chrome, which will work on anybody's computer that works, and it's called Bard, B-A-R-D. And you can go to Bard and type it in your search. And now this is Google's experimental version of how to use AI. So let's type in the same question. How do you deep fry a turkey? And it's searching. And there are answers. And of course, we can have them speak to you. It talks to you. So there is a button here that can have a chat with you.
Deep frying a turkey can be a dangerous process.
So there's a click that can chat with you, and it can talk to you more at the beginning without selling you an ad right away. This seems to be really powerful. It's giving some really good tips. Now you can go further with Bard. Let's say I'm going, Miss Morris says, Elijah, I'll get the turkey and I'll cook it. Send me the instructions. I've just created the instructions, and I'm going to click a share button, and I'm going to share this item to anyone I want. So I'm creating a link. I'm copying my link, and then I could put that link in any email. You click that link, and my particular answer would show up. That was a lot. But what it is you've created a question, you've gotten an answer. Now you want to share that answer with people. You can share that with as many people as you want. If you don't like the answer, you can say, no, thank you. And you could double check the response if it's a medical question, so they can give you lineage. This one was taken from this one was taken from that. And of course, it's new, so there's a lot of things. I'm going to take some questions. I see.
And then on that little dot you clicked that said, hi, Elijah, on the top right-hand corner, do you have to, is that an account you created? I don't recall ever doing that.
Yes, that's your account. So if you have a Gmail, if you are Irene@gmail.com, you created a Google account. And when you create a Google account, they want you to create an email. And you created an email, and that's the name of your account. You know, you go to LAWP and your account name is novellajordan@yahoo.com. You know, then you put your password in. Novella, I'm just using as an example. You go to an account and you see your email pop up. That's your username. That would be your Google username.
Okay, I'm gonna look and see if I have one of those little emblems on the top right-hand corner then.
Very good.
My
All right.
memory is about as old as my computer, so a lot of times I don't remember everything.
I find that to be a benefit at certain points that I don't retain. It means I don't retain
I
the stuff
guess
I need to
sometimes it
retain.
could be.
But it also means I don't retain the person that tried to cut me off on the 91 freeway the other day. Like that goes away too. So like you all sort of slip
That's
away.
a good thing.
That's a good thing. Folks, any other questions on AI? It's a primer. It's coming your way. I think AI is mostly going to be like the iceberg in the Titanic. The biggest part of it will be under the water and you won't see it, right? You'll do the things you usually do, but that intelligence will be used. I know it's highly used in medicine.
The Microsoft website says Copilot's only available for Windows 11.
There you go. If you're a Windows 11, but
But I have Windows 10 still.
so Peter, that means you can use Chrome to do your AI projects. You can go
Yeah,
to
that's Bard. Okay.
Yeah, and they do, essentially they're the same thing. Essentially,
Okay.
it's the same intelligence, and I think once Google gets its hands on something, they do it right.
Okay.
And
Is-
Peter brings up a really good point. I'm sorry, somebody said
Yeah.
something.
Is Gmail a part of Google?
Yes, Gmail is a product that Google makes.
Okay.
You can't, without being a member of Google, you can't have a Gmail.
Okay.
It's one or all. Google is a full encompass. It takes everything. And that Peter brings up a good point. He has a Windows 10 computer, a perfectly viable computer. Windows 10 is still supported by Microsoft. They still make updates. It's a great computer. And nowadays, people go on a device, be it this device, be it a phone. Think of that. 80% of the people computing are using a phone, using a tablet. And if you go to Google, that's equilibrium. That means Voss is on a Windows computer. He goes to Google. I'm on a Mac computer. I go to Google. Irene is on an older Mac computer. She goes to Google. It all looks the same, no matter what. It's the same experience. That's why they're great for schools. One kid's parents have a fancy computer in the living room. Other ones have an older computer. But when they go to Google to do their homework, it looks the same. The word processor looks the same. Nobody gets a leg up and gets the fancier one that does the homework for them. Voss, did you have your hand up?
Yes, I did.
Please.
Okay, I have got going to get new computer next week. My question is, what are the main precautions? In short, what should I take before I start logging in?
So first of all, may I talk about purchasing? We're going to get to this, but I have a little computer purchasing tip for this time of year, Voss.
No, I already got it.
Oh, you bought it. Okay, so very good. Congratulations.
So it coming in next week, yeah.
Okay, so when you open your computer, connect, it'll say welcome. It'll have a beautiful welcome screen. The biggest element first will be to put your Wi-Fi in there. Make sure you put the correct Wi-Fi, the same one you have in your house.
Okay.
It'll be your main Wi-Fi because that'll transmit all your information. After that, it's called Windows Hello, and Windows will guide you through a setup system. It'll ask you your name. It'll ask you for your email. The email you will need for Windows users is your Microsoft email. I'm sure you have a Microsoft account.
Okay. Yeah.
You'd want to research that prior because your Windows system is part of the Microsoft world. By the way, I said Google is the brand name. Under Google, they have a lot of products. Microsoft is the same concept.
Okay.
Microsoft is the company, but underneath it, they have Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and on and on and on, obviously.
Okay.
So once you do that, the next part is you want to make sure that you set up your pins and your passwords correctly, and obviously they're written down and stored.
Okay.
On a newer computer, you can use a fingerprint, a biometric to sign in. Who uses their fingerprint to sign into their phone or device? I've gotten used to it. Thank you.
Mhm.
Dale uses her fingerprint, so that means if
Right.
it's in the national directory of fingerprints, we can, if somebody busts into a 7-Eleven, Dale's finger gets run through there with everybody else.
That's right.
Okay, once you give that information away, it's gone. You now go to Google. In that plethora of icons, by the way, when you open Google, you see that grid of dots? That's all their toys. That's the good stuff, the Google apps. In there, one of them is called Google Docs. And miraculously, it looks almost exact. I'm going to make a blank document. It looks exactly like Word. I can do whatever. So that's a little trick. I can go, dear Ms. Johnson, and then create my document moving forward, so on and so forth. Normal Word document. And I could save it. I can email it. I can do so many things with it. So Rhonda, if you wanted to study Google Docs, you could eventually not pay for your Microsoft Office anymore. save 70 bucks a year. And I know if you do it enough, you'll get comfortable at it. Like it or not, money is traded digitally. I'm not talking about cyber currency. I'm talking about buying and selling things. It's all transmitted digitally. Now, we know we've gone to the store and they have that gift rack. Like I look at sometimes there's a Cabela's on there. There's a Bed Bath & Beyond. That picture's old. I need to change that. We all know about these gift cards that you can get. And just, you can get somebody an Amazon gift card, which we know we send out. There's a Domino's gift card there.
Right.
I see an Outback Steakhouse. I always wondered, Red Lobster. I haven't been to a Red Lobster in 30 years, and I would go. Nevertheless, those are physical gift cards, which means you take one from the shelf, you go over to the cashier, you choose your dollar amount, or you could see on the card, it might say $25. You pay for that any way you want, and then you can physically give that card to somebody. And they have that card. There's somebody in the background. I'm just going to mute somebody here. If you could all mute yourselves, it'll be easier for me. The most popular gift cards in 2022. Oh boy, I'm getting ahead of myself. Were Amazon, like $1.5 billion. Starbucks, like $1 billion. Amex Cash, which is like giving somebody a prepaid credit card for X amount of money. And believe it or not, Sephora. Do you know what Sephora is? It's a makeup makeup retailer. There's like $1 billion in Sephora sales.
It's in Kohl's stores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people use it. You can buy stuff online.
Oh,
Now, the other thing, like for my younger people in my world, I don't really know what to get them. Like getting an Amex gift card is almost a step unnecessary. They don't need that extra physical thing in there. I can use an app, one called Venmo, Zelle, one's called the Cash App, both for the PayPal. And you can send $20 to your nephew, and you can write a note on there. You know, happy holidays, whatever salutation you would like, Aunt Jane. And that person gets an extra 20 in their college, you know, in their bank account.
Question, Elijah,
Please.
that Venmo, don't they also have their own website for other things? Because I know some things that I go into with like another type session or something, they have it under the Venmo.
So what that means is Venmo doesn't make any products. They don't create anything. They're not a developer of anything. They're not a manufacturer. It means that place is giving you the option to pay with Venmo. I get my hair cut at a little shop on Rampart, and I go there and they have a little QR code on the wall and they don't take cash anymore. And it's not expensive. They just want me to pay with Venmo. So in the old days, remember, you'd go and they'd say, we accept Diners Club. I don't think my family ever had a Diners Club card. For some reason, that card fascinated me. And
Elijah,
yeah,
do we need to have the apps for Venmo?
yes, very good question. Venmo is an app you would download from, here's a little trivia, in Apple iPhone world, Sally, it's called your App Store. In Android world, it's called your Google Play Store. And you will download the Venmo app.
So
And
what
you
does it call on an Apple iPhone user?
You're going to go to the App Store. And in the App Store, you could search for Venmo.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you just get the app, that doesn't mean you're using it. You have to go through a setup. The setup, you connect it, you go through some processes. By the way, Venmo is owned by PayPal. So it's a product of a big company. And you would go set it up and connect it to an account of your choice. And it's almost like a digital debit card. You know, there's no card in hand. You type in, so Uma wants to give me a $20 gift. She could put my phone number in there. It'll say, send Elijah at my phone number. And you'll see my name pop up, Elijah Dittersdorf. And she could type in $20 and, you know, happy Thanksgiving. By the way, I think you should all practice like that. Let me give you your phone number, my phone number. I didn't get any laughs on that one. Anyway, those are the concepts. You connect it to your backyard. Now, Zelle is one. Who's heard of Zelle?
Yeah, It's through Chase Bank,
Right,
right?
whoever it is, like I
Yeah.
use Wells Fargo, you could use
But
Chase.
your bank has to be a member though,
Yeah, my bank
Exactly.
is.
because I have a credit union. I can't use Zelle.
I agree. So Zelle is with big banks, Wells Fargo, Chase. I also have a credit union, a SAG after credit union, and they don't have Zelle. So, if you didn't
I
have,
have a credit union and I have Zelle.
Yeah, I do
who just
too.
said that?
LA
Who just said
Federal.
that?
Pat,
Pat, so you have a credit union that uses Zelle?
yes.
I don't believe you. Here's my phone number. I'm working it, folks. So anyway, yeah, obviously some institutions use it or don't. If you don't, you would use a Venmo type app. Or of course, my favorite choice is a brown envelope with cash on the very bottom. That still works. But conceptually, that's what digital currency is. Let's go to the next page. So digital gift cards. That means you would go to a website, Starbucks, for example, or whatever website you want to go to. It could be a charitable website. I just took this from the Starbucks card. I could choose a card that I like. I can add a dollar amount, and then I can send it or email or text it, which means somebody, your nephew, would get on their text, and Uma sent $10. Enjoy yourself a pumpkin spice latte. They could run right to the store, in this case, Starbucks, show them their phone with the QR code. The cashier at Starbucks will swipe it, or they'll hold their phone in front of a little swiper, and their price of that product will be deducted. If you look on the left, some of the benefits are, one is I send digital gift cards. So I sent one to Pat. Everybody knows I'm a little late on my gift cards. I should be all caught up. I can go to my Starbucks website, and I use Starbucks just as one product of any, and I could see if Pat's received that. It'll say hasn't been opened. And I could resend it. Eventually I could say, oh gosh, what happened? Pat hit the lottery. She's not interested anymore. I could take that back and I could resend it at that point to Miss Moore or Peter.
Wait a second. Okay, let's say you send a Starbucks gift card. I never go into Starbucks. I hate Starbucks. It stinks. I can't stand the smell of the place. I won't use it ever. Can I refuse the gift card?
Absolutely.
I can actually refuse the gift card because I'm fed up with gift cards I don't even want or need.
Anyway, Rosa, we're just going to talk about for concepts for people that, it's out there in the world. So, some people don't know about it. It would be good to at least know about it. But I understand, yeah, if you receive the gift card for something you don't want, who remembers getting the gift receipt? So somebody bought you a shirt and it was sticky, you didn't like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still can get the receipts for a gift.
Right, and it didn't have a dollar amount on it, right? Until you went to the store, they would say, okay, yeah, here's $26.50, go choose something else. You have a store credit. You don't have to accept that. And of course, when you're sending gifts to the people in your life, if this is a choice, you want to find something they would like. If there's a product under the sun, there's a way to send them a gift card.
I'm not a Starbucks person either, but I've gotten Starbucks cards. Normally, I just give it to somebody that I know that uses Starbucks.
You could send a Ralph card, a supermarket card, more practical. Trader Joe's, you can send a digital gift card.
We don't have that here. We don't have those stores here.
Okay, well, I can send you a Trader Joe's card, and then I can run to the store and pick you up some of their awesome peppermint loaf that they'll have for the holidays. Anyway, obviously gift cards are a lighter carbon footprint than going and getting wrapping paper and standing at the Hallmark stand at the CVS, which is always not as good as it used to be. You can customize your greeting. You could say, happy birthday, get better soon, Jane John. And also, if you're using, we're going to change the name of Starbucks. We're going to call it Nebraska Coffee House. You could keep track of how much money you've spent and who you've sent money to at your NebraskaCoffeehouse.com account. You could say, oh my God, I sent $200 more than I thought this year. It'll all be accounted for in front of you. Moving on to the next. These are some more reasons. Amazon gift cards are really popular just because people use them for everything. And I mean, just from toothpaste to housing care to just about anything. Hold on, I've got a little,
Yep, food, they have food, clothing, they have everything at Amazon.
they have everything. And just folks, I just have a few, so a little noise coming in here, and I know I want to make sure on the videotape. And when we talk, we'll all, okay, I think that's better. Let's get back to our presentation. Where is our presentation? Right there. So yeah, Amazon is a pretty good, and I mean, for practical things, just, you know, for socks or for medical needs. We got my mom, you know, her little stand-up walker to use. It's a shareable gift, a gift card, which, just as you said, Miss Moore, you get that, you don't want it, you can pass it on to the next person. And they're easy to use and really portable. Which means you keep everything in one place. You're not going to lose that at the end of the year. Here's a huge one, a Home Depot card. For those annoying things that you're going to get to in January. Again, it's popular, from a plunger to a washer to a new rug for your kitchen. And they're everywhere. And Home Depot product, like when you're buying Home Depot, it's the last thing you want to spend your money on. It's something you didn't even know you needed to spend your money on. There are many specialty stores as well. Who's heard of Etsy? So let's say in one of your retirement business, Dale O'Connor is now creating something. She makes these amazing products. What would Dale
They're
make?
arts and crafts. Etsy caters to the arts and crafts world.
So you could create something, or you could go online and you can look for something unique and special. And you could go look for a custom-made product, something you're just not going to find about anywhere. And there's several like that. Squarespace, eBay's another one, Bonanza. Who's heard of Temu? It's the latest one. Temu has got a lot of.
They
really
have a bad report. I'm telling everybody. They
But
have a very bad report. I pulled it up and did a fact check on them. I don't recommend that to anyone. Their stuff is much cheaper. I've ordered from them. So far, the things I've ordered, I liked, but based on the fact check that I did on them, they're not too reputable of a place to shop from.
I agree. I agree. It's good to, you know, have diligence. I find it to be successful and cheap and good. And most of these stores are managed by Amazon. Amazon owns Temu, FYI. Fair.
Oh yeah, I've ordered
Another
from
good
them
one.
too.
Shopify and eBay. Now, what makes these places really cheap is they're drop shipped. They're sent directly from the manufacturer. There's no middle ground. Before, I was talking about how I keep track of the gift cards. In this case, it's Amazon. So these are some past winners. And as you could see, I bought 4 $10 gift cards, and I could see who they were sent to. And in this case, none of these folks had opened the email yet. So I could resend them that email. So I get to keep track throughout the year. Here's a little trivia. What percentage of gift cards don't get used? We've asked this before. Don't answer. It's like 38% of gift cards given never get used.
I would have guessed about 50%. I would have guessed
Yeah.
more than that.
The banks, according to
People
Citibank,
misplace them. The people, if
are
you don't use
busy.
it right away, you lose it and misplace it.
I
Absolutely.
give my family gift cards for the holidays, for Hanukkah and stuff.
Nice.
One year my daughter lost all of them, which
And a lot of
wasn't funny
people
to
way-
laugh
want
about.
gift cards. A lot of
This
people,
way-
that's the last thing they want.
This way, Gladys, if you wouldn't lose them because they would all be stored in your Amazon account per se.
Oh, I don't do it that way. I walk into Ralph's and buy a card that's hanging there.
But if you did it this way, they could never lose it. I mean, you would always be able to know.
It
if
would
they
be,
used
there would be
money.
a record of it, so they
And
could
you
be
also could
replaced.
get the money back. You know, if 3 months
Mhm.
later they never used it, they didn't want my gift card. You could get that money back in your account and reuse it.
Yeah.
About my gift cards, I make a list. I check it twice to see who's naughty and nice. It was a notepad. I keep a better list than I used to. And here are some scam alerts that we can talk about for the holidays. All right. So if you want to check, if you get an email that says your balance hasn't been paid, you owe money, you bought this, you paid that money, don't believe the email. Don't click the link. use that same intelligence you use for your entire career. You know, hardworking folks working in the city, there's a lot of changes, a lot of people, a lot of movement, and you were very wise, I'm sure. Keep track of your records, make sure everything, dot your I's, cross your T's. That's the same thing on your computer. You're going to check your work. So you will go directly to your city card, credit card to see if there was a charge. You're not going to believe the email that says, Gladys, you just spent $275 at so-and-so company. Thank you for your purchase. Oh my God, you're going to click the email. I want to fix that. First, you'll check that it's legitimate by going to your payment accounts. So really, they say, what is that? What is the right way? What was the kind way to say it? Well, what, trust but verify, right? So assume that email is a scam. Like in your back of your mind, your first thought is, I don't know so much. Like if you get a knock on your door, look through the peephole, right? Before
Definitely.
you open the door.
Don't
That's
open
what
it.
you're doing. So just use that. It's not like being overly paranoid. It's being conscientious. Like just be conscientious.
Careful.
For the first time, you know, you're more limited with what you share with them. If you don't like the email, just delete it. The only time to unsubscribe is when you know that in 1998 you bought a ceramic pot from Williams Sonoma, and you've been getting 100 emails a month from them ever since. Right, you know that it's Macy's, it's something you're really familiar with. Then you can unsubscribe. But if you just keep deleting them, eventually they will slow down. Irene, I see your hand. I'm going to get to that.
And I have a question too.
Let's talk about this. Who gets GoFundMe pages? Your friend Henny, you know, is recovering from something. From Allison is. We want to get Allison back after a health crisis. You know that's Allison. You happen to know Allison Johnson. That's a pseudo page. You get a GoFundMe. Has anybody ever gotten those?
Yes.
Right. So what GoFundMe is a platform. I can go on. I could set up a donation for. We're going to set up a donation for. What should we set up a donation for? Irene's new MacBook 2028 i47 computer. We're going to get the latest computer. So we're going to start a donation page. And how it works is I'll set the donation page up. I'll tell the truth. I have to create a goal. So let's say it's something, you know, more serious. You want to get Mrs. Smith that new walker, the special one with the hydraulics, and that one is a $2,500 product. And you're trying to raise $2,500. You have to choose that amount. So that's the goal. If you don't make that amount, the money goes back to the consumer. So if Irene donated to Allison and Allison didn't make the goal that she was at, the money wouldn't be drawn from your credit card or your bank. It's a hold. Who knows when you go to a motel and they say, can I have your credit card? And then it's just on hold in case you tear down the room, you know what I mean? Or you eat from the mini bar, and then they just take it. That's how this works. So it has to be, the money has to be met. You could say, well, we didn't get enough money for the walker, but we can go to Vegas for a couple of days. You know, it doesn't work like that. It has to be for the product. Now, how do you confirm that this is really Allison Johnson and that's really a fundraiser? It will say, and it doesn't say here, this fundraiser is being put together by, let me choose a name. I like using Lacers names. I see Sally King is putting a fundraiser together for Alice Johnson. You could contact Sally directly and say, hey, Sally, is that you? Did you put that together to help our friend Allison? And Sally would say, I know nothing about it. Right? Or say, yep, that's me. That's the GoFundMe. We're doing good. You know, blah, 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 blah. You can check. These are not, you're not donating to a, like, let's say something outside of your realm, a political thing, or even, let's say it's a religious thing, and you're donating to something far away from you, an organization that's in New York or somewhere else. These are more for people you know or should know before you donate. So GoFundMe is legitimate. GoFundMe matters. It helps a lot of people. One of the rubs is that GoFundMe makes money off of this. So let's say you make Allison's $2,500. They're going to keep 6% of that for letting you use their website and, you know, their safe, secure credit card swiper. So also there's another way to fundraise for somebody. That's always good. And the last, I wish you happy holidays. The beach is free. You can just say, here's your gift card to go to the beach. And that will cost nothing. And let me stop my sharing right over here. Let's get to some questions. So again, how many people lose their audience at
Mhm.
Thanksgiving when the game comes on?
Oh, God.
Right, that's a classic story, right? Oh gosh, there goes everybody's at the game. When was the first NFL Thanksgiving football game? What year? There was the first year. What year did the NFL say, hey, we have everybody in the house eating, drinking beer. Let's get them in front of our TV and our commercials. And questions in the answers in the chat. And we're going once. We're going twice. Bidding is closed. The answer is 1920.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Really?
Oh
Were there
my
any answers?
God.
We have another one. We have another one.
It looks like Uma has 1920. Let's see.
Again, food-related Thanksgiving. What year was the residential dishwasher invented? That means not like an industrial one for the back of the big restaurant. When could you go to the store and say, wow, honey, look at this wonderful new thing they have, a dishwasher? And answers up in the chat. So after Thanksgiving dinner, instead of having to wash them in a tub, you can now toss them in that, what brand? I'm looking at your Kenmore dishwasher, which you got at Sears, which Sears was the Google of its era. And chat going once, going twice, and bidding is closed. The answer is a long time ago. A woman, I looked this up, her name, it was a lady.
Wanda has
1886. Wow.
Angeline Moore. Check the chat.
Yeah, let me check. So anyway, but this is a lady invented it, and for the exact purpose of not having to scrub it clean. A pioneering almost pre-electricity lady figured out a way to put items in a tub and get a handle and spin it around and get a rinse, on the family's dishes.